Hello guys, and welcome to Getting Over It with Bernard Foddy again. So, I thought, right, I'm getting relatively decent at speedrunning this game, so I'd do a quick and easy sort of tutorial thing to help anyone that might want to get into speedrunning this game, as it is a great game for speedrunning. The world record is just under 2 minutes at the moment, 1 minute 56, and from what I can tell, the best time anyone would ever be able to get is about 1 minute 33-ish, 1 minute 35, which would truly be awesome to watch. So it doesn't matter that this is in Russian, I just changed the settings to Russian because I know what everything is. Your settings, actually just for ease of use, I have the quality of mediocre just because it helps with recording, as the game likes to freeze every now and then, and if your game freezes too much on your run submission, they won't allow it. You want to have a relatively high sensitivity for some of the tricks that you'll be doing, so if you turn on trackpad tuning, you can easily complete those tricks. You can set this to whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. Just I have it on 720p because it makes it easier for live streaming, and I've got used to it now. A lot of people like to turn off Bennett Foddy. I think I'm like one of the only people that like to keep him on. Now I can't necessarily do every trick that's in this game because some of them truly are incredibly difficult, and everything that you see that I've done is just from a lot of practice, and that is really like the only way that you'll ever get good at doing any sort of speedrun, is just practice. So you'd start your timer when you click new game, and you'd spawn in. Alright, so first thing you'd see a speedrun do, like a proper world record one, is they'll bounce like this, and they'll bounce again before they manage to touch the ground, and they'll land up here. I don't know how the fuck they do it. Like, I can't work that one out. And honestly, the tutorial area, you need to practice quite a bit. I'll try and show you, like, from up on here. If you can, fling yourself. No. If you can, fling yourself over and land on this one. I should be able to get it, like, I do it relatively often. But if you don't get it, don't worry. A lot of the ways people get good at this game is just by completing it constantly. Even if they're like 10 seconds behind their PB, they'll just still finish the game for the sake of it. And it's good practice, really. Hopefully I can do this. If not,
there's no feeling more intense
oh well.
than starting over.
So yeah, you want to land it like that and throw yourself over, and
I'll understand
normally you'd grab the ore. Like,
just find a safe place
grabbing
to
this ore is
quit the game.
like the best way to start.
I'll save your progress always.
If you don't, fuck it, just carry on. Why not? Now here,
this game is a homage to
not many people know this, but there's a little trick you can do, and you can fling yourself
a mysterious
up
Czech designer
onto,
known at the time as the father of B games.
up onto this
B
layer
games are
right
rough
here,
assemblages of found objects,
which I mean probably saves you some time, but you don't tend to see many speedrunners doing
they're
it.
often too rough,
So I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
more for the joy of
carry on as if you weren't even bothering, because it doesn't save that much time. Aww. But yeah, you understand what I mean. You just like fucking throw yourself up onto that, but didn't mean to fall down there. Oh well. Yeah, you just throw yourself off there. You'll get it one in, I don't know, like 20 runs, maybe more. And now there are two ways people tend to do this bit. The fastest way is from down here. You can fling yourself up and grab that.
Hiking, you're standing next
And
to
then
this
it's
dead
talking
tree
again.
that blocks the way to
Tell you what, just for this, I'm going to turn him off because, oh, for fuck's sake! Don't exit the game. If you pause the game, you have to restart your speedrun. You're not allowed to pause the game at all. But considering the game is only like, what, 10 minutes long if you're going to be like top 200th in the world, doesn't really matter. And then another way of doing this is by just throwing yourself up there, up here, up on here, and over to there. And if you find yourself stuck on top of this one, or on top of this one, I would recommend just doing a little boost jump, getting up, grabbing this, easy peasy, you're up. And I like it when I land on there, onto here. If I don't sweat it. I just go whoosh and up. What you'll see the good speedrunners do is they'll boost themselves up and then like push themselves off of there to try and get themselves further onto the what even is it? The thing, because it's a slippy object and you don't get much grip, so it would be harder to go up. Right, so these lights, I absolutely hate this bit. The basics are you just boost yourself up, move it round, grab on, pull, grab on, pull again. But getting them right first try in a run can really be fucking difficult. But if you do, then obviously it's going to be nice, isn't it? Now, what you'll see speedrunners do here again is just fling themselves up, and somehow they manage to grab up to here. Absolutely not a fucking clue how they do that. What I end up doing usually is I either jump off from that second light just like that, or I'll be on here like this and then you just lift yourself up. Obviously in a speedrun you do this a little bit faster, but if you're up then you're up. Now this bit is solely up to how you do it. I do it sort of slowly because if I try and do it quickly I'll end up just like hitting the wall and just bouncing off. So what I like to do is I just do it slowly, take my time, and I think about where I'm placing my hammer at all points. Now up here, easy peasy, just do a circle motion, left, like do a circle motion like this, and you'll pull yourself along really easy. Now here comes the first major skip in this run. Yep, get yourself like this. This will take a lot of practice. Like, if you don't get it on your first try, don't worry, I probably won't. Oh, I did. Right, so yeah. Easy. No, it's not. This is where we have the sensitivity on high. The way I practiced it was I got the right side of my hammer. Well, while it's like this, I got it so it's like this against the satellite dish behind it. Rolled down, let him swing that way, and then swung him back. And you can get it. After practice, you'll get it all the time. And then comes my least favourite part of the run. So, speedrunners will jump up, grab on something like that, and pull themselves up. Easy. But if you fail that jump up, it's best to not go for it again and just try that. And now lift yourself up from there and go up from there. Now, when you're in this bit, you have to really be careful where you're placing your hammer, because you want your hammer not to fucking hit the ceiling and like this and then ping yourself all the way back down, and oh, that'd be annoying. So you've really got to have a good hammer placement, shall we call it. Here, if you can get it, but obviously it's not much of a bother if you don't get it, you can fling yourself over and you'll go over this chair and land on here perfectly, which is always nice. Now the orange can be a bit of a bastard, so always push him off. Even if it wastes a little bit of time, push him off. It's better to be safe than sorry. And here there are two strats that I have figured out. So standard, just pull yourself up to here, pull yourself up to here, and if you get it like this, you can place this on here. No, you can't. If you fall down, don't panic. You just keep it going. Like, you don't move your mouse. Like, if you fall down, do not like move your mouse and try and let it grip itself on there. So I'll show you the other strat first because I'm set up for it. you can just do that, boost yourself up, and you're up. The first strat I was trying to show you, hopefully I don't fall too far down, nice, is you can like lift yourself up. You can lift yourself up onto here, grab it like that, and lift yourself up onto here. Now obviously that's a little bit faster, but again, do whichever feels better. I prefer doing it that second way, just because that's what I've practiced at this point. Now here, you can do a little like, I'm not sure how you get it, but sometimes you end up doing it and sometimes you don't. And you can just, oh, hang on. You just like fucking fling yourself up and grab that gargoyle's head. Not a clue how to get it constantly. Sometimes it happens, like most things in this run, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Just carry on. It's not a real bother. It's not like you're wasting too much time going like that. Now this hand, try to make your hammer land on the left hand side of this hand, because you can easily pull yourself back up to here and carry on. If you're on the right hand side of the hand, hang on, nope, that'll send you a long way down. Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Right, so if you grab the left hand side of this, the right hand side of this hammer even, you'll fling yourself up and get stuck. Now sometimes this means you end up flinging yourself off, which isn't handy, but all you need to do is just slightly hold like against it. So slightly try and keep pulling it this way, but not too hard or you'll fly off. And that should release you, at which point all you have to do is do that and you're up. Alright, so from here, depending on how good your pull is from the one below, you'll either end up grabbing this, at which point just pull yourself over it, you'll be alright. Or you'll fly all the way back down and you just fucking kill yourself, faggot. Right, so the second way you'll end up landing it is you'll pull it all the way over. Now, from here, do not panic. Just give it a short pull towards and you'll lift yourself up. Now, if you lift yourself up, you've got one of two options. Land on here, at which point just fling yourself, over like so. Or you can just, hopefully, after a little bit of practice, you'll learn how to just do that. And now the ideal way, fuck's sake, I'm off again. No, I'm not. Now the ideal way of landing on there is by placing your hammer right on the tip. Just the tip. It's so difficult to get. But yeah. Well, the ideal way of landing it is sort of like that. Meaning you can just go like this and just pull yourself over. I personally prefer landing with it like over it, or my personal favourite way to land on it is, no, I nearly had it then, is like this, so I can just pull myself up, and it is slightly easier to land on there, but I'm not sure if it like loses time or something. So this rock, bit of a bastard. If you can, after this rock, you want to use this rock to sort of fling yourself and grab onto as high of these as you can. Up here, if you try and grab over it, you'll get stuck, like so. You just want to like push from the top. Now, there's a trick on here that only the best speedrunners seem to be able to do, and they just go whoosh, and they fling themselves up. I've come close once. Obviously, do not keep retrying it unless you've already got it down previously. I would suggest just coming here and aiming slightly towards the wall and just going up. That's my strategy for it. That's a strategy I suggest. Now, again, here, another thing that I've got not a clue how they manage, but they just go like that and they fling themselves up. I don't know how they do it. They literally just go whoop. Oh my god, I did it. That's cool. They just do that while you're still starting out though, you'll want to use like my usual strategy, so we say, where you land it slightly on the edge. Doesn't matter how far on the edge, and it makes it a lot easier just to pull yourself up, and nearly make it. Made it. Right. That's a very quick strategy, should we say. That's for like proper speedrunning. If you don't quite manage that, don't panic because you don't want to fling yourself off the edge. But if you just like land on here like this, what you can do is just pull yourself up here, and honestly it doesn't lose you much time. Now these are surprisingly easy. You can do that for the first two, and then this one you just push yourself off, come over, and pull yourself over again. Right, if you're going for a snake percentage at this point, you'll bounce down there and go down the snake. I wouldn't suggest doing those, they can be very nerve-wracking. But less people in the category because it's a more unknown category. And then you just repeat basically everything again. But if you want to go for a more safer strat, fling yourself right up, grab that, come down, and then just push against there. It'll take a few tries for you to get it. First time anyway. I've not done it in a while, so I'm not very good at it. But yeah, and then you end up here. And now the mountain icon, this bit solely, it's just practice. You will only ever get this good, a good mountain I should say, not this good, I'm not very good at it, solely via practice. You will only ever learn where the holes are by practice, because you can't learn where they are by watching someone else doing it. But yeah, once you're up here, there is a nice little skip you can do with this, where you just pull yourself off and fling yourself up onto there. Again, like every other minor skip in this game, if you don't get it, don't keep retrying it, just go like that, pull yourself up. Now ideally, when you pull yourself up, or fling yourself all the way off, ideally when you do land up there, eventually, if you're not pissing about, come on, oh come on, I know you want to do it. Oh, nearly. Ideally, when you fling yourself up, you want to land on there. Now, it's a little bit harder when you have to do the jump off of there, but it is still possible. And then to do this, actually, I'll show you. Right. Oops. So to do the tower, you're probably going to be very nervous at this point if it's PB. So you've got two options. You can do the safe strategy or the risky strategy, but it's a lot faster. Now, the safe strategy, I mean, both of them start off the same. Both of them, you pull yourself up, hit that slightly, and then you can pull yourself up. Now from here is where it differs. If you're doing the safe strategy, you want to land on here, come along, boost yourself, nice, and then pull this out of here, nice, go down, sit on this, and use this to fling yourself into space. If you're doing the risky strategy, which really has killed runs for me, what you want to do is, hopefully it'll do it, there we go, land on there, land on here, and just pull into space. Now, again, space is solely practice. I don't really have a particular way of constantly getting a fast space, but I know the basics of it. If you pull yourself off at a slight angle, and then you have to push off the rock that I just hit before hitting this one, you have to push yourself off there, but if you manage it properly, you'll zoom past this one, not hit that one either, you'll zoom past that one, and you can use those to help you get some sort of boost into space. Like, you can just go like that and help it lift you into space. And that rock there, once you're in line with that rock, you know you're in space. Just press ESC. Your run's over. Well done. You just got a good time. Yeah. So that was a really shit time. That was possibly the slowest time I've done in a long time. But yeah, that's the basics of speedrunning. Getting over it. Thank you very much for watching, and ta-ra!